Hello there. This is going to be my first video in my Learning How to Program in C series. And we're going to start off by learning how to do C keywords, identifiers, and variables. So first of all, to get you set up for programming, you got to get some sort of IDE. The one I've been using is called Replit.com, and I recommend this one because it is really simple to use. Okay, so now that it's created, you can finally work. So it already presets the basic stuff you need. As you can see, it has you saying hello world right now. So quickly before we begin, you also have to know, whenever you begin programming, you always have to have #include stdio.h. It is extremely important when you're programming. And then for the main function, you need int main, parentheses, and then the squirrely bracket. You do not absolutely need void in those parentheses, but you can have them. But you can have it if you want. So we're gonna learn first off C keywords and identifiers. So keywords are predefined reserved words used in programming that have special meanings. So for example, whenever you want to make a variable, you can do one keyword is int. Int means integer. So I could put int and semicolon. That sets up the variable account balance. So since I made it only int, that means it can only save integers into this variable. So for example, I cannot do 6.6 because if I print it, it will just show up as 7. You see, it gives you an issue, or 6, not 7. See, it gives you an error. But if I change it to 6, it's completely fine. But if you do want to get a number that is a decimal, you can do float 6.6 or double. Next up, we're going to learn identifiers. Identifiers is actually this thing right here, what you call the variable. So instead of account balance, my identifier can be money. So identifiers are pretty simple. You don't really have to know much. Now we're going to learn how to make it so you can print these variables. So I'm going to show a document right now that shows how you can show these specific variables. So since my variable is double, I have to go and type %LF, and then you close the quote, comma, then the name of the variable. If you press run, you can see it prints 6.6 with a bunch of numbers at the end. If you want it to not print this many numbers, put your cursor in between the % and then the format specifier, and press 0. And then whatever you want. For example, 0.2 will give you 6.60. What I want is 0.1, so 6.6. Next up, I'm going to teach you how to make it so that if you type in something, you can save it to the variable. So I can do scanf. Scanf is the important part. Parentheses again, just like the printf. Quotes, %lf, end quote, comma, ampersand, which is Shift 7 on the keyboard, and then the name of the variable, close parentheses, semicolon. So now, look, I can't, oh wait, actually, let me just remove this, stop, run. So now if you can see that if I put in 50, it prints 50.0. And if I print now, if I type 5, it goes 5. So those are some of the basics you need to know straight away to understand how C works. Other than int, float, and double, which save numbers, there's also char, which saves a letter, which can also be used to save strings, but that will be displayed on in a later episode. In addition, there's also something that was displayed right at the start, which I'm going to quickly retype, printf, quotes, just some random numbers, and if I just copy that, you can see that it just appears. Now if I put \n, run, that gives it a return, because if you just do return, that's gonna do absolutely nothing good. It's just gonna mess it up. We don't want that. So if you ever want to do a return when you're printing something, do \n. That's pretty much everything for now, as I've covered the basics of the C programming language so far. Thank you for watching. I will put up the playlist right now so you can continue watching in case you're not already on the playlist. And yeah, see you on the next episode.